Welcome to Chris's Storytelling Corner. My name is Christopher Muldong, and I am an author specializing in the fantasy genre. Today, I will read pages 15 through 21 of my novel, The Mustard Prince in the Condiment Kingdom. Next week, I will read one of my horror short stories, Shattered Glass, pages 1 through 4. You can check out my author's website at www.chrismuldong.com. If you have an e-reader, you can buy my works on Amazon.com or a PDF copy on my website, starting with my first novel, a fantasy adventure called The Mustard Prince in the Condiment Kingdom for $4.99. Also, for $1.99, you can buy my short stories and short story collections, starting with the gothic horror short story, The Land of the Wooden Statues. Then there's the horror collection, which is a compilation of 3 of my gothic horror short stories, and the fantasy fable collection, which is a compilation of 4 of my fantasy fable short stories. Check out my Twitter page and author's Facebook page. Links to all these will be provided on the description. Also, check out my manga review for Negima, volumes 9 through 12, and next week, volumes 13 through 16. Here we go, and I will be reading from where I left off. The giant centipede grabs the Mustard Prince with its many legs and throws him against a wall. He crashes back first into it and subsequently falls face first onto the cold ground. The centipede sees his body on the floor and states, "That must have ended him already." Amazingly, the Mustard Prince gets back to his feet and asks, "Where did those demonic vines come from?" "Still not done, I see." "Well, take this," the centipede exclaims. The centipede strikes him with his legs, causing the Mustard Prince to spin and fall onto the floor. It then declares haughtily, "Those strikes would defeat a beast man." Once again, the Mustard Prince gets back to his feet. "What? How could this be?" the centipede asks, baffled. Pickle Salt looks down on the action below and states, "That's the thing about the Mustard Prince. Every time he fell off the horse, he'd immediately get right back on the saddle." Still seeing hallucinations, the Mustard Prince sees the giant centipede as food. Disoriented, he says, "There are hundreds of squiggly noodles floating about, and they look to be connected to meat. They do not smell very good, though." The centipede strikes him again, and he crashes to the ground. Thinking that was the final blow, the Mustard Prince gets back up and says, "The food is attacking me. I need to get a knife to slice it into portions." The Mustard Prince unsheathes his sword, but when he looks at it, he sees an elongated butcher's knife. He charges at the giant insect that appears to be a large piece of meat. The centipede tries to grab him, but he cuts off a portion of its legs. To the Mustard Prince, the fallen legs appeared to be squirming noodles that he could eat. His stomach growls again, and he charges at the creature like a starved man coming at food. The centipede strikes the Mustard Prince with his remaining legs, but he walks through the strike and swings his sword at it. His hunger is stronger than any pain he's feeling right now, an astonished Pickle Salt says while looking at the action from above. The Mustard Prince continues to slice the centipede, and each wound lets out even more of the awful stench that it possesses. He cuts off its legs while still imagining that they are noodles, and with its defenses down, he cuts off its head. It falls to the floor, still alive, facing the starving prince and its own decapitated body. The sound of stomach growls gets even louder. As the centipede looks on, the Mustard Prince starts eating its squirmy legs. "No! What do you think you're doing?" the centipede exclaims. Pickle Salt floats down from the ceiling and hovers around the Mustard Prince. He pleads with him, "You can't eat that! You're eating a centipede, an insect!" Consumed by the terrible stench and hunger, the Mustard Prince hears no words. As he continues to eat away, Pickle Salt and the centipede look on and beg him to stop. He comments on the legs that he feasts upon. "These noodles are very hard. They must be undercooked. I guess that I will go to the meat now. Devouring the centipede's body that he sees as meat, he comments, "This meat must be rare because it is so wet with juice." He eats the blood and guts where much of the terrible stench comes from. Eventually, he finishes the rest of its body. The dying insect sees this and announces in regret, "I was wrong to fight such a fellow." The Mustard Prince shows no mercy to his opponents. After saying its last words, the centipede passes away. After gorging himself, the Mustard Prince flops onto the dirty ground with his arms spread out. He lets out a small belch before he falls asleep. Time passes on. Pickle Salt tells the sleeping prince, "Get up! We still need to return the child back to his parents." The Mustard Prince opens his eyes and slowly gets back to his feet. With the source of the stench gone, the hallucinations stop. He looks around the room and asks Pickle Salt, "What happened? I see the head of the centipede there, but where is the rest of his body?" "You don't want to know, Mustard Prince. You don't want to know," Pickle Salt replies, who is trying to forget the image of him eating the centipede. "I also feel very full for some reason." He looks around and sees a mountain of possessions. "I cannot carry all of these stolen belongings. However, I will inform the villagers about their whereabouts." "Well, let's get the kid out first." The Mustard Prince uses his short sword to hack away at the makeshift cell until Collard Green is able to escape. He then asks Pickle Salt, "Now, how do we exit this place?" "I can fly, of course, but for you guys, the hole is at an angle. Crawl your way back and use that sword of yours as a hook since the ground's a bit muddy." The Mustard Prince then tells the child, "Hold on to one of my legs as I climb out of here." Pickle Salt, a dirty Mustard Prince, and Collard Green return to the surface. They make the trek back to Pepper Town, but the Mustard Prince walks slowly and looks to be in pain. He tells Pickle Salt, "I feel very bloated. All of this traveling and this bloating have not been good for my health." "I wonder what happened. It's not like you ate an insect or anything," Pickle Salt replies sarcastically. "That would be terrible. I am of noble descent. I cannot just eat any rotten thing." "Just deal with the pain. We should just bring the kid back to his parents." Once they make it to Pepper Town, they return the child. His relieved parents thank them, and Mr. Green asks, "Who was this thief, sire?" It was a giant human-sized centipede," the Mustard Prince answered. "And did he have to battle with this foe?" "Good sir, I hate to tell you this, but I have no recollection of what happened. However, I can tell you that the centipede has been defeated. My good friend Pickle Salt here could explain what happened." Pickle Salt turns invisible as the Mustard Prince attempts to get him to explain the battle. Confused, Mr. Green tells him, "I see no one else with you, sire. Nonetheless, I am just happy to see my son returned." Before they could leave, a swarm of inquiring villagers ask the Mustard Prince questions. He tells them the whereabouts of their stolen items, and they rejoice and sing his praises as he heads back home. On the road, the Mustard Prince says aloud, "Pickle Salt, I know that you are near. You do not have to stay invisible." Pickle Salt becomes visible and tells the Mustard Prince, "Ha ha, I guess I can't fool you." "Why did you insist on staying invisible? Also, I am curious as to how the centipede was defeated." "All I can tell you is that you did indeed defeat the centipede with your sword." "I suppose that I will settle for that. I cannot wait to return home to rest as I still feel bloated." As they continue to travel, 3 bandits surround the Mustard Prince and block the road. One of them with a large head and scar on his cheek tells him, "Well, well, what do we have here? I see that the Mustard Prince with no Relish Knight to protect him is walking around outside of the castle. It can get dangerous around here with the bandits and all that. If you give us your money, maybe you won't get attacked by them." "I only have very little on me, but please take what you must." the Mustard Prince says, oblivious to the fact that these men are bandits. Pickle Salt interrupts. Mustard Prince, you idiot! These guys are bandits and are trying to steal from you. The smallest bandit, with a particularly pointy nose, tells Pickle Salt, Quiet, ghost! We have holy water, so it would be best not to say anything. The bandits draw their knives and slowly walk towards the Mustard Prince. He tells them while in obvious discomfort, I am not in the greatest condition, and it feels as if something is trying to escape my body. As the bandits come closer, the Mustard Prince lets out a huge belch that produces a visible green stench. They fall to their knees and drop their weapons while crying. A particularly muscular bandit pleads to him, The smell! It's so horrible! I can feel it in my eyes! Please, no more! The pointy-nosed bandit cries while he is on his knees. We are sorry, Mustard Prince. Please grant us mercy. We had no idea you had such an ability. The Mustard Prince tells him, I will let you leave in peace. However, if I hear that you are pilfering from any travelers, you will pay the consequences. Thank you, my liege, the bandits say in unison. They run away like dogs with tears still in their eyes. Once they leave, the Mustard Prince tells Pickle Salt, I never realized that my breath had such a foul smell. Pickle Salt replies, Mustard Prince, I think this stink breath will be a very powerful ability. It kind of fits you, actually. No need to make fun of me, Pickle Salt. That's all for today. Thank you for listening to this reading. Next week, I will read one of my horror short stories, Shattered Glass, pages 1 through 4. Here is the synopsis. Shunned by her classmates and peers, Crystal Shorter lives a lonely and miserable life. Retreating to her room when her father beats her mother, a man appears as if he is stuck to her wall named Glasgow. He shows her a world different from her own and tells her that she can be a part of it. However, she must first complete various tasks before she can enter this new world, including killing her parents. Also, check out my manga reviews for Negima volumes 9 through 12 and next week volumes 13 through 16. Thank you, and until next time.